No.
That's your rum shot, yeah?
It's been a good day. We deserve the rum shot. Welcome,
Which
everyone. Ray and nephew, always. Ray and nephew.
You know, I'm back.
Yeah. It's a celebration. All right, Rum Diaries, Day 3 review. It's been a good day for West Indies fans. Boy, a lot to talk about. Michelle, it's not just the three of us today. Do you want to introduce our special guest?
Yeah, so I think Santoki put up a poll today saying, do you want more guests on, or was that going to be too much rum? And overwhelmingly, by I think like 81% to 19%, you said, yeah, invite journalists on, invite guests on. Our first guest could only be one person. This person has been with us on the journey from the minute we entered Twitter. This person's he's just been there. We knew him. we only knew him as at static_357. And because he had no picture, we assumed, like, what was his picture, Santoki? Was it Fabian Allen?
Yeah, Fabian Allen.
Yeah, I think it was Fabian
Allen. So all we knew was he was a West Indies fan, die-hard, passionate West Indies fan, but we knew nothing else about him other than he kept sending us stats and facts. And some of the articles that we've put on the Caribbean Cricket newsletter, lots of them have been from him. And if you read the one about Camus Leverock, that was from him. So he's been doing some great content for us. So we thought that if somebody was going to come on, it could only be him first. So introducing the one and only static_357, otherwise known as Kartikeya. You there? Nice buffering. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
We're doing good. Do you drink rum?
I don't.
I didn't think so. Otherwise, I'd see the Ray and nephew straight away. But Kartikeya, good to have you on, man. We're going to get straight into it. You've been watching the first two episodes of Rum Shot Diaries, so you know that we just talk about the day and so on and so forth and go through it. You ready?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go.
Excellent. So let's go straight into it, guys. Yesterday, what was the score at close of play yesterday again? I'm trying to remind me. 56-1. So let's start with how we ended yesterday, Santoki, because I know what happened. Nikhil said, "What do you think West Indies are going to make?" He said 400, then laughed.
Yeah.
No, sorry. And you and I said, let's not comment. Let's just leave that there for people to watch.
Yeah.
Then in Nikhil's defense, he then said, actually, I think 350. So I'm going to actually defend Nikhil. He did then say 350. I said, likely 220 to 280, but we should be aiming for 300 plus. You said, Santoki, 250, but we should be aiming for 300 plus.
Yeah.
So who's right, Santoki?
I am right because I'm closest because I said a definitive figure. I said a definitive figure. Why can't you just accept? You cannot accept that I'm a superior predictor of these things.
We literally have the stats guy in today as well, Kartikeya. So Kartikeya, who would you say was right in their prediction?
Nikhil wins it, right? I mean, he's closest. Yeah.
What?
I said
finally somebody that understands and is logical. Finally, that's what we've been waiting for.
What did you think we were going to get, Kartikeya?
Sorry?
What did you think we were going to get?
I didn't think we'll take a lead.
Oh, really?
Pessimist.
That's even worse than me.
So, Kartikeya, why didn't you think we'd take a lead? Why did you think we would score under 200 maybe? What kind of flaws did you see in our batting lineup going into the test?
I mean, our whole top order has been so brittle for the last so many years. And what Brathwaite's been averaging 11 in the last 2 years or so, and I think he's done really well actually.
I agree. Top notch.
Yeah. So
I have a lot to say about Hope and Blackwood. So I think, although I was pessimistic and I said we won't take.
Right. Okay. Well, we're going to get onto Hope and Blackwood. Let's talk through the day then. So 56 for 1. Reviewing on 56 for 1, it was important that they got through the first hour, which they did. In fairness, then think Hope had I mean, I wasn't in, so actually I should probably hand over to you, Nikhil, to kind of review the first hour, because I was texting you and Santolki telling you to give me updates because I was walking in the park. So walk us through the first hours, Nikhil.
Yeah, so basically, as I said, I told y'all before we actually started that the main thing was going to be for the guys to bat the first hour. Yeah. I think Hope survived the LBW that was going to be out from, it was Joffrey, I believe, that was overstep. And yeah, I think we did well in that first hour. I expected Hope to push on, but to see him out like that, you know, I was kind of disappointed because he just flashed. And to be honest, I wasn't too upset with the dismissals we had today because they've been good balls. That one to me was one of the few where you say like that shot was not necessary, probably that in the Blackwood. But before I continue and hand over to Santolki, Masha, it's definitely been a Barbados day. I mean, look at the performances. Chase, Dulrich, Craig Brathwaite, Kemar Roach, Jason Holder. Oh my goodness, man. I don't see much for the Jamaicans. John Campbell came in there, left alone a ball on his stumps, and then Jermaine Blackwood. Yeah.
I think it's safe to say the Jamaicans made cameo appearances so far in this test. But yeah, following on from what Nikhil said, I think
of course it was a Barbados thing.
I think following on from what Nikhil said, I think the difference were that Hope just lost patience in the end. That swipe at Dominic Best, there was no need to kind of take it. He lost patience, whereas Brathwaite sort of dug in and regained that old form, which we were hoping to see from him, and which Nikhil had predicted before the series. So it was good to see Brathwaite regain his form, take up a lot of balls, have that patience. I just think Hope, his temperament wasn't there. He got frustrated at not being able to score, and that's why he tried to take on the spinner, as we saw Dulwich do later on. He tried to take it on, but failed spectacularly and kind of gave away his innings. So 16, very disappointing performance from Hope.
I want to hand over to you, Kartikeya. You wrote an article for us called which I titled "The Shea Hope Conundrum," and as soon as he got out, I sent that tweet. I sent the article back out again because I was like, let people read this because you had been saying to us that Shea Hope's a problem. What did you think of his innings?
So what I think alluded to his problems against Mark Wood, right? I think it was in St. Lucia last year, and he looked awful. I think he was all over the place against the short ball. And it was clear what England was trying to do since yesterday when Jofra and Wood were banging it in. I think it was a bit inexplicable because of how Holder got his length of his fuller length. But they both were banging it in, and he kept looking uncomfortable. I think this morning he played a weird pull shot that just went up. And then I think he fended one off Jofra as well, and it went to fine leg or something. So he just looked uncomfortable overall. And then once he got pushed back, Jofra sneaked one in, and he used LBW of a no ball. And I thought he'd regain his patience after that.
Actually, yeah.
And
so carry on.
What's frustrating is his average against off spin is like above 50. So he never gets out off spin. And I think he just lost patience at the end. So it was quite frustrating overall.
Sorry, let me just say something quickly. You know what I think when Satoki was talking about losing patience, you know what I think is a good comparison? Look at Roston Chase. There was a period for about 30 balls that this guy did not score a run. But he dug in, and he knew as soon as we lost Shamar Brooks' wicket, that his wicket would be even more important now. So he protected himself, stayed at the crease, and I saw a lot of maturity and responsibility come from Roston. And I think that's what we needed from Shea. Yes, he wasn't scoring, but he could have dug in and waited for it to get a bit easier. I feel like we didn't see that.
Yeah, and I do wonder with Shea if he must be feeling the pressure. He must. I know I was in the press conference and I spoke to him about it, and he said, "You know what? It's not a technical thing. I think it's a mental thing." Today showed it might well be a mental thing because he's not a bad player. He really, really isn't. So I don't know. I mean, I actually, if moving on slightly, because I didn't see, again, I kind of joined the action after lunch. So I then didn't see Shamar Brooks's innings. Was it as compact as it looked on the scorecard?
Let me tell you something, right?
From ball one. So, I mean, that's why I brought up the question yesterday. Why was Shamar Brooks not batting at 3? We should be protected.
Well, Nikhil and I thought that's what should happen.
And Masha, let me just tell you. Yeah, let me just say, you actually put it in our group just now. about the difference between first class and test cricket. Going into this series, everybody would have said Shamar Brooks is going to struggle. This year in the first class season, 8 matches, 263 runs, average 18. And the way he played today, you would think he scored 1,000 runs because he was fluent, down the ground, excellent. He's probably the most valuable wicket that we lost today. His wicket was crucial because if he was there, I think our lead would have gone skyrocket to 200 with the way he was batting if he had got a big one.
Yeah, I think of the top. Yeah, I was going to say, of the top order batsmen, I would say Shamar Brooks probably looked the most comfortable against the English bowling attack. If you saw the score 39, you'd think, it's unremarkable. But he looked very comfortable and his technique looked really good against the bowlers. It was just a shame he caught an unlucky edge. But I do admit that it was a terrible review because it was a clear edge and he still went for the review. But shouldn't have gone for that. I think he was just hoping it could get overturned like the majority did yesterday.
Well, yeah, so I think, again, I've read about the review and everything I've read said it was plum. But I just wonder now for West Indies, you keep getting everything wrong, so we might as well just review. Yeah. Might as well just review any decision. So then that was Brooks. Then, out in the street, they call it murder. Then my boy came in. Jermaine Blackwood. And he chased the IPL contract. And what did I text you to? As I was getting home, I texted you two both and said, "Is Blackwood in yet?" And then I said to you, I won't repeat what I said in the message, but I basically intimated, let me guess, he's trying to blaze away immediately. Talk me through Blackwood, someone.
Boy, so I'll start off and say we talked in our podcast preview in the series how Blackwood had been quite attacking in the last warm-up match. He scored 43 or 48. So we were saying, was he going back to his old style of play rather than this new patient Jermaine Blackwood, which he had emerged in 2020? So it looks like he's gone back to his attacking ways. I don't know why, because it doesn't work. He was swinging wildly today against the English bowling attack. The way he lost his wicket, he hit it straight at Anderson. It was terrible, and it was quite comical. The commentators were mocking him. He just showed no patience, and I'm trying to work out why he done that. Kartikeya, what did you think of Blackwood's innings today? His brief innings.
You know what? I think 2 years ago he was dropped from the Test team, and everyone was coming on. Then they were like, why was he getting dropped when he averages above 30 or something, whereas some of our other batsmen average in the low 20s. And I was probably on the same boat, but I think he had to go back to domestic cricket and actually improve on his defensive technique, on the mental aspect of his game and stuff. But then what's frustrating is once he reclaimed selection by batting patiently, why did he go back to his old ways? And I think we saw Shamar Brooks, who was 27 of 34 or something at the start of his innings, and Dowrich was 30 of 40. So they were positive, but they didn't take risks. Yeah. Whereas Blackwood was all over the place. I mean, when Jimmy Anderson was in the middle of such a good spell, why is he trying to hit him over extra cover? So that was quite frustrating. Yeah.
I just want to say I'm defending Blackwood no matter what. But on a serious note though, because Matt Roller, who writes for ESPN,
I saw that. He said he wanted to show you play.
Yeah, because I was saying that maybe because obviously Dowrich was playing such good innings, and I was like, Dowrich and Holder should move up in the order. I still don't think for this series, but some point in the future. And Matt Roller said to me, Rakeem's going to come in, and maybe Blackwood's the one who drops out at Old Trafford. And don't get me wrong, I could see the argument, but what I would say is, if you've recalled a man to a Test side, do you really drop him after one Test? Don't you give him a run to prove himself?
Listen, I know everybody's laughing around the world. As I tweeted, I'm not reading off Jermaine Blackwood yet. No, don't get me wrong. When I first saw he came in for his first couple balls, played a solid defense. When I saw him and let go that heave over extra cover, I could not believe it at all, more than the wicket, because I've been one of the main persons shouting his praises, saying that he's more mature. Even Michael Holding was caught saying it, that he has a new approach and all that. And when I saw that shot, and even the shot to be dismissed, now don't get me wrong, coming down the wicket to best is a good option. We saw Shane Dowrich do it the exact ball after Blackwood was out and executed well. The only thing is that if Blackwood was not going to I think he did get to the pitch of the ball, but probably didn't hit it as well as he would have liked. But I would say, you could have just hit that down the ground. You could have played it at defensive. This test cricket, we have to remember. So I don't know why Blackwood feels this urgency to go after. And I'm not writing him off yet. I think in the second innings, he could come and give you a 40, 50, and even a big score playing, in his new approach. So it's just one innings. I'm not going to write him off yet. But we have a question about Jermaine Blackwood for you guys to answer. If he does not improve in the second innings, would they put Joshua De Silva in?
No.
No.
I think there'd be more chance of either Bonner coming in as a straight replacement, or the other thing, which is that you move everyone one up and you put Cornwall at 8, and you back yourself to say that Cornwall provides the same option. He doesn't, but he provides the same option with the bat that Jason would at 8, and an extra option with the ball. It'd be risky, but if we just pivot to Dowrich is a top 6 batsman. He is not a number 7. His form over the last 2 years, I think he's averaging 50 with the bat or something close to that. And when Shane first debuted for the West Indies, I went and looked it up again. Dinesh was captain, is when Ramdin was captain, and we played Australia at home. And Dowrich debuted and just batted in the top order. He came in at number 4. So I think a lot of people forget, and Nikhil, you might want to jump in from the Barbados perspective, but Shane Dowrich is a batsman first to me. Yes, and his wicket-keeping skills have improved back from I think when he debuted as a wicket-keeper for us, he wasn't the best wicket-keeper in the region, but his batting made sure that he was and I just wonder if we've forgotten that he's actually a number 6 a top order batsman first and foremost. I don't know if you want to touch on that.
No, I think he's quality. We saw it today. Very calm, collected at the crease. Knows how to construct an innings, and he knows when to play positive, like he did at the beginning of his innings. He needed to do that to get sort of the West Indies out of that hole they were going in. He did it extremely well, and then played that more of a consolidation role. But what I'll say is that he's definitely capable of batting at 6. I thought today he batted really well in terms of being calm. But all I'll say is I don't know if I want him to bat at 6 because I think I like that depth of having an extra batsman. Or if he bats at 6, then let someone like a Blackwood bat at 7 or bat. You know what I mean? Bring in another batsman because I don't have enough confidence in the top order yet to say let's play with Jason Holder batting at 7 and then play 5 bowlers. So to me, I like this structure where we're going to be playing these 4 bowlers.
What do you think? Blackwood at 6. Is that why he went back to his old ways? Because at Jamaica he bats at 3. So
right. I was shocked to see Chase come ahead of Blackwood. I'm not sure I understand why Blackwood. Why would you send? I don't think Blackwood. Maybe you would argue it doesn't mean a whole lot. But mentally, if you tell a batsman you're a number 6 batsman, what are you telling that batsman to do? 6 is an all-rounder position. It's not It's not just go there and bat.
No, but I think that situation today definitely was for Blackwood to bat as long as he could. He didn't need to go after the bowling yet. We didn't even have a lead at that point. It was far away. If we had a lead of 50 runs, I would understand the approach. But yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention on Shane Dowrich that I've been impressed with, Lea, we have to wish you happy birthday as soon as we're done here. But one thing, guys, I just want to say quickly, on TV, they did an analysis of his difficulty to short ball. And as soon as he came in, you saw Joff Archer come on right away. I think he played that superbly. He was really unlucky to get out to that nothing ball down the leg side. But I tweeted as soon as I saw him play 3 balls, I said he's going to score 100 today. Obviously, I wasn't wrong. I mean, I was wrong. But, I'm a pretty good at predicting these things. So I was very close. Anyways, guys, say happy birthday to Lea.
What did he get? He did get 100.
61. But still, I was close.
You need to stop being 40 runs out on everything, and just start getting things right like Santoki.
Listen, nobody has the guts to say that he was going to get a big score. I did, and he was close.
But he didn't. What did he get, Santoki? Did he get...
Was it 61? 61 he got? I think the problem with Dowrich is because he was batting so low today and he was obviously in good nick, he could have got a century. But the fact that he was out there with Roach once Holder had gone put pressure on him to hold the strike. So that was why he got out. I think if Chase or Holder had stayed around longer, Dowich would have got a century because he looked comfortable until he had to bat with Roach in the end, and that put pressure on himself. What do we think of Holder's batting performance today? Can we forgive him for it due to his bowling performance?
Well, first of all, guys, it's Leah's birthday. It's Leah's birthday.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Big up, Leah. Happy
birthday, Leah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, big you up. You know, sweet 16 and that every time. Yeah, let's move on. But yeah, Holder, I didn't care about that, to be honest. It was disappointing, but I think the commentators made a big deal of the all-rounder gets out all-rounder, just like Jason got out Stokes. And I was like, no, I don't really care about that. He gave the wicket away a bit. He knows he gave it away, but in the context of the match, not overall that disappointed with it, to be honest.
I think the ball was there to be hit. So the shot was on to me. He just didn't probably get it as well as he wanted. But I think it was important that he stayed there with Shane Dowich because those two were the last probably recognized batsmen. And we could have got a much bigger lead if those two had put on a partnership. But you don't expect every batsman to come off every day. And I think I'm sure we're going to get to the West Indies and the batting on a whole. But yeah, I think you can't be so hard on a guy for, not coming off. So yeah, you're not going to come off every day, basically.
I think Alzari Joseph played a crucial innings as well. His 18.
Yeah, I think so too.
Pushed us over the line there. He had the right approach. He just sort of swung for it because they just needed to get runs at that point to kind of build the lead. So Alzari Joseph done a perfect job. And Shannon Gabriel as well with the 4 off the first ball. So I think overall, no complaints from the batting. 318. You take that at the beginning of the test.
So let's look at a hip.
Just a few words on Alzari Joseph before we go. I think he made 100 in domestic cricket this year.
No, it was close.
He made 89, I think, or 93 maybe.
It wasn't 100. Yeah. It was close.
Yeah, he made 2. Yeah, he had a lot of not outs. I think he had a couple of 50s and a couple of like 40s or a 40 and a 30. The point being, he's clearly working on his batting. And to me, I tweeted it when he came in that listen, he's not a 9, or he's not like
3 matches, 235 runs, highest score 89, average 117.5.
Wow. Right there you go. So obviously Alzari, and if I'm not mistaken, Santoki, when we spoke to Kieran Powell, I think he said something about Alzari is able to bat. And he was an all-rounder when he was a youngster, and it's only people think he's a fast bowler only, but he can hold his bat. So, so I think Alzari has obviously been working on his batting as well. So
before this domestic season as well, I think I've seen him bat in the CPL, and I saw him bat a couple of times in Test cricket as well on his debut, and he has one of the best defensive techniques for number 8.
Did you see that strike and pose he did? Was it against Mark Wood? He done the
that was class. That was class.
So he's definitely got the mentality of a batsman. Who else came in? That was pretty.
We have a question. We have a question about tomorrow, but I just you asked Marshall about the batting and if I have any concerns. The only thing I would say is I look at this scorecard: 65, 28, 39, 47. Somebody now. No, don't get me wrong. This is a massive improvement because, as you guys point out, we collapse all the time. So the fact that these guys are able to get 300, all put in a score back time, is a massive improvement. But what I think we need to start doing now is converting somebody. I think Craig was pole position to get the 100, obviously. But we need to start converting at least 2 of these scores to 100. That's how we're going to get to the next level.
Yeah, well, most definitely. I mean, I'll take this as a small win for now. But let's run to this question. So our lead at the close of play is what, 100 and what was it by the end? 102, 103?
No, I think 99 or 100 actually.
Right, yeah, 99. Right. So England 99. Have no wickets down and we're 99 ahead. Prediction time, and everybody stop trying to change your prediction, Nikhil. So whatever you say now, this is your prediction. You can't say, "Oh, but I was laughing and I changed it." Whatever you say now is your prediction, okay? And just to make sure, I'm going to go first. So I'm going to put this in 2 parts. I think England will bat all day tomorrow.
Stop putting it in two parts, just to give it in one part.
Because I hope you understand how much I think England will bat all day tomorrow. I still think the draw is favourite. I know you don't think it's not, but I think the draw is favourite. I would be comfortable with West Indies chasing anything under 150. Anything above that, they could lose.
I agree. On a day 5 pitch.
Oh, Nikhil frozen. Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think Nikhil's gone. He doesn't want to make a prediction.
That's what he was about to try and lie. That's so what you have to go, Santoki.
Yeah, no, I would say anything under 200, I'd be confident. If we were chasing 190, 195, it would be tough, but I think we can do it. Anything over 200, it's going to be a struggle, I think. Especially as I said in our group chat, the average wicket goes for 19 runs in the fourth innings at the Ageas Bowl. So and especially our batting, although they've had a good performance today, generally they've been inconsistent. So you wouldn't have that much confidence they could chase 200 against a motivated English bowling attack. And Dom Best will come into play more, I think, in the fourth innings, definitely.
He's getting a lot of drift, actually. It's pretty interesting. Something for Raheem Howell to think about.
Katsuke, what are you saying? What's comfortable to chase?
I think 200 is the best we can get, probably. Above 200, I'll be uncomfortable. But I'm just looking at CricWiz, and they have us at 51% to win, 27% draw.
Oh, interesting.
And 22% England.
Well, England. Interesting.
Slim favorite to win.
Nikhil, what did you say? You froze, and I don't think you know that you froze. So we never actually heard you.
I did. I knew my Wi-Fi dropped out. So basically, I said that if I agree with you in terms of 150 and less, I'll feel really comfortable we can get. If it's 200 or between, let me just clarify here. Between 150 and 200, I think we're in with a shout. Anything over 200, I'll say it's difficult, but I'm not ruling us out. I don't care if it's 400, I'm not ruling us out, okay? Because we have the ability. So just let me put that out there.
Let me can I then put this question in instead? So that's how much you would be comfortable chasing. What's the question I'm trying to say here?
How much do
you think we will be chasing? It's a different question because that's what we think is comfortable to chase. How much do you actually think will be chasing? So I guess what I'm saying is how much do you think England are going to how much do you think England are going to set? We're definitely batting again. We're batting again. So how much do you think England will set?
I think we'll probably have to chase between 150 and 200. England are coming out in the second innings. They know they're going to bat a lot better, and also the conditions have improved significantly for batting. So I think, we could be chasing between 150 and 200.
But when do you so say if we're chasing 150 to 200, England would have to make 300 plus in their second innings? Are they going to really be making that in one whole day? When they declare, if that's the case, it would have to be the final session of day, like. Not even final session. Have to be like,
we made 250 today, basically in less than a day because we were 56 yesterday and we got to 318 today. So and England do score quickly.
Yeah,
with Butler and these guys. So I'm hoping that it doesn't get to that.
What you don't want is for the English top four to put down a platform and then have Butler and Stokes come and play ODI cricket and set us a massive total for day 5. Because they could bowl us out in 90 overs if they get 90 overs, if we're chasing a big total. So we just need to make sure we get early wickets tomorrow in the first hour, ideally 2 wickets, and then just go from there.
I think this person here, David, he thinks that we were keen to get a little ball today. I think so too, but I thought we should have really tried to push for that wicket. It would have been so much different if we were able to get one. So I'm hoping tomorrow they don't come and bat us in because it could go downhill. That's why, I really wanted to battle today and come tomorrow morning, then bowling at them fresh.
Who's going to get
notice that the new cherry was jagging a bit, it was doing a bit, but by over number, was it like 7? I actually thought Burns and Sibley looked more comfortable and a bit more compact. And I'm not saying, that means that it's going to be easy tomorrow, but what I am saying is, as today showed, if you get in and your defensive technique is sound, you can basically milk runs here and there, and you don't really have. So you're right, Nikhil. If the top, or Santoki even, if the top 4 just bed themselves in, and play balls rather than play runs, they can actually set a foundation because it looks easier to bat. What's Lea saying here? England are not going to bat all day tomorrow. Roston? Is Roston going to come into proceedings tomorrow? He has to bowl tomorrow, surely.
Yeah, he has to bowl, but I'm not sure how effective he'll be on this pitch. I mean, it's hard. I honestly can't tell what impact he's going to have on the innings, to be honest.
Remember, I asked Jason about the weapon that he has in terms of Roston not unleashing him in the first inning. So it's interesting. I don't know. I think someone like a Cornwall, because we saw how much drift Best was getting. Cornwall may have been more effective. Obviously, he's not there. But I think it's still going to be the Pacers, guys like Gabriel to come and get the wicket. I think Sibley looks way more vulnerable than Burns. Burns, to me, looks really solid, even in the first innings, the way he plays the ball very late. So I think we need to target Sibley, attack him.
Kartikeya, what were you saying there about Chase?
Oh, Chase?
Yeah.
I mean, Best wasn't getting much turn, was he? So I don't expect Chase to get much turn. But I think...
Do you think he'll get a bowl?
I think he will. I think if Burns bats for long enough, he's a left-hander, and I think he struggled against Chase in the past. So I think he could bowl he could be a good matchup to Burns, and maybe even Stokes. If Stokes is looking for quick runs, he might just top edge one of Chase perhaps.
Yeah. And I'd actually, speaking of people to look out for in the second innings, Alzari might have to bowl well in this second innings because if Blackwood keeps his place, it'll be Alzari who's dropped. It'll be Alzari who dropped for Old Trafford. Oh, so Chris Gale, Universe Boss, is in the house.
He likes Roston Chase.
I mean, if you say so, I mean, it remains to be seen. I'm not convinced, but we shall see. We shall see how it goes. Any more questions, Nikhil? Let's just take the last few questions and then close.
There's one more.
Yeah, there's one here.
Oh, we haven't. Oh, no, we did kinda. I don't know who this person is, but anyways, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Michael Holding's interview, and do you think the UK is ready for the necessary change throughout all sectors? Santoki, I did a history degree, but you did a better degree than me to answer this. So I'm going to let you answer this one.
Boy, I think we'll need a whole podcast episode to kind of truly address this. I think firstly, Michael Holding, the way he articulates himself, and as we said on a previous episode, just the way he explains things in simple terms so everyone can sort of understand is great because he breaks everything down so well. I don't think the UK is ready at the moment for the necessary change throughout all sectors, which has kind of been the problem. There are numerous factors as to why I don't think the UK is currently ready for that sort of change. But as Michael Holding did reiterate on the local news in the UK here yesterday, baby steps are all that's needed. As long as we can make some steps towards progress, then you'd be happy with that.
From a cricketing perspective, what can really change? How does cricket really play a role in this, if anything? Making steps that show change. Like, for example, even before Michael Holding's interview, obviously there's been a lot written and spoken about how basically cricketers from Afro-Caribbean background basically don't play cricket in this country. So things like that would be examples of how things could change in England, I guess.
I think you're going to have to, it's not going to be a short-term solution. They're going to have to put into plan a 15, 20-year kind of plan of action to kind of make sure that cricket does go out to all different aspects of society, as you said, particularly Afro-Caribbean societies. How do you get them engaged in cricket? Also, the problem is in inner cities, such as London, because the government has sold off so much space, which usually had playing fields where people would play cricket. There's not anywhere a lot of space for kids to play and kind of access cricket. So how do you render those factors? How do you think about that and kind of get kids with the space and facilities? Because football's easy. Anyone can grab a ball and play it anywhere with one person. Cricket, you need facilities, which comes with privilege. So it's how do you get around those aspects? And which I said, will take 15, 20 years, I think, to kind of get through all of that.
Well, at least
I think that's an episode for a whole pod. We could probably talk about it in detail.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. Should we? Nah. Sorry, reenel. John Campbell bowls spin. Yes, he does. He's bowled. I think it's off spin that he bowls. And I've seen him bowling for Jamaica. He used to be quite good at it. He used to be competent at it, but I don't know how often he's been bowling it recently. And I swear he was called as well for his action. So in the domestic tournament. So we shall see if he gets a bowl or not.
No, there's one more. ECB could make a point by not calling out Craig Overton and not giving folk like Mike Gatting leadership roles. Well, I guess that's not right. I don't know too much about that to comment.
So Craig Overton, David, if you've got a chance to send another message, because I can't remember the story about Craig Overton. I think he made some racial remark to someone in English domestic cricket, but I can't remember the story. So David, that's the case, please say it.
When he was playing for Sussex, Craig Overton, he told, I think there was a Pakistani all-rounder, he told him to go back to his own country during the play, and he got a ban for that. So as David's kind of emphasizing, shouldn't the bans be kind of steeper? Why are they calling him up to squads and all this kind of stuff? If you really want to make a statement. And the Mike Gatting thing is obviously he went on a rebel tours to apartheid South Africa many years ago. But as we've seen with the West Indians who went, they were sort of outcast from the system after that, West Indian cricket system, whereas England brought the players back into coaching and within their structure, which kind of suggests that they were okay with them touring the apartheid country at the time. So yeah, there's one's a short-term issue, one again is a long-term issue, which I think will need a longer discussion. I think.
Yeah, well, definitely. Go on, Nikhil.
No, I was just gonna say, before we wrap up, when we're wrapping up, whenever you guys are ready, I think we should pick who we think today belong to either West Indies or England. So that's some food for thought. I think it would be pretty cool.
Okay.
So, Master, continue, sir.
Team or player?
No, team as in who we thought won today.
Well, West Indies definitely. West Indies definitely won today, but I'm going to add in a player as well. And the player who won, it's got to be Craig, because Craig was under scrutiny, and I think part of Craig's innings today, he would never say it. He might say it to Nikhil in private, but I think a lot of Craig's innings today I think that was an up yours innings to all of the critics who have been saying, you know what, you're done out here. You need to be dropped from the West Indies team. I've definitely felt, he was interviewed by Sky in the lunch break, I think, or tea break, I can't remember which one. And I was listening to him and I was thinking, I can sense in your body language that you're like, I was never finished. You lot wrote me off way too early. So good for him. Good for him. But I was backing him from the beginning, so I don't care.
What?
That's my answer anyways.
Sounds okay.
Yeah, team definitely West Indies. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Player, I'll have to go Brathwaite. I thought Dulwich had the better performance, but Dulwich was under less pressure. He came in when the team had a score on the board. Craig had to set the pace basically for West Indies, and under that pressure, and with John Campbell struggling against one of the best bowling attacks in the world, it was a massive ask, and he lived up to it. So yeah, definitely Craig Brathwaite.
I'm going to say Dulwich because he would say Brathwaite.
Did you say Dulwich?
Yeah, he said Dulwich.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we were still trailing by 18 when Dulwich came in, and
good point.
we could have easily collapsed. And
well, for my answer, sorry, continue.
Batting with the tail, he did pretty well.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a very good point. I forgot we were still behind at that point. Nikhil.
Yeah, so basically this guy here, Roston Chase, I think the scorecard may not show it. I think first let me just say the West Indies won today for sure. I'm very impressed with the 315 after 317 after these guys sat down several times and said 60 for 5, the collapse. We've seen so much West Indies cricket, blah blah blah, and the West Indies silenced the pessimists. But anyways, that's the topic for another day. And when we win the test match, I'll be in your faces again. But I think Roston Chase, batting for 192 minutes. I mentioned that middle period when Brooks was dismissed. That was crucial. And I think his innings is what allowed the likes of Shane Dulwich to come in and play so freely because he knew he had an end at the other end. And he really killed off guys like Jimmy Anderson and stuff, where I think that could be crucial leading up in the future of the series, because making a guy like Jimmy Anderson bowl more than 20 overs, he's 37 years old. It's going to take an impact on his body. So Roston Chase, to me, did the best today, and I'm very impressed with the West Indies on a whole.
Chase had average against Seam was like 21 before this innings. So I think Chase really overcoming those problems.
Yeah, because we forget. Do you know what? And that's actually a good point you've made there, Kutker, because so much has been said about Brathwaite and Hope struggling, and we've forgotten that Chase has been struggling as well with the bat. So actually, as Nikhil says, and as you said, that was an important innings for him as well to show that he got some form. Ian Best, I know this is one of your friends, Nikhil. All you're getting is all your people big you up. What's he saying? I was really looking forward to Brooks scoring big after that impressive start. Hopefully we'll catch up in the other innings. Was Brooks the one who got... Did he get a good dismissal, though?
No, he
nicked it. He nicked it. And reviewed. I don't understand.
The review was terrible.
It. He had to ask was it a good if he nicked it. Yeah, it was a good delivery.
Was it? Right, so he wasn't... He didn't give his wicket away.
Nah. I think the only people that really gave it away was Hope and Blackwood. Everybody else got really good balls. Craig Brathwaite, I think, was really unlucky. That was a back pitch ball. You would expect to bounce a lot more. And when it didn't bounce, I thought he was really hard done by. Even Roston Chase, when I first saw it, I thought it was going over the stump. And I was shocked to see it hitting. And he also was saying, remember yesterday he was telling us about the Antigua test. He's saying you see the matches indeed matching up to the Antigua. I hope it matches up to the similar result as well. And the West Indies do get a win. I would hate to see a collapse on day 5.
Okay, I think this is a good comment to wrap up with. 2-1 West Indies. West Indies will win the series. So, yeah, I think we'd all take that. We managed to win the series and retain the Wisden Trophy.
Wow, shocker. I thought you would have won it England.
I don't know what's wrong with Santoki. I'm West Indies all the way.
Marshall, write down my predictions. When they come through, write down my predictions. I want my credit. Write them down. Good.
All right, Kartikeya, it's been a pleasure. Yeah. Thank you very much for spending some time on our Diary show, and we've enjoyed having you on the show, and we enjoy your Twitter content. So if you are on Twitter at static_357, you can find him. I guess you're into all cricket, but particularly T20 cricket as well. I think
draft.
So yeah,
you got your draft.
All right. So yes. Thank you for that. And anyone else got any final words before we jump off?
Yeah, just looking forward to West Indies win.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my pleasure being on here because you guys are doing amazing work and it's been great working with you guys. And, someone who's covering Caribbean cricket in so much detail when no one's done that for the last, 10 years or so. So you naturally gravitate towards that, I think. So, yeah, shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And thank you for everything you've been doing with us as well. Nikhil, I'll just quickly wrap it up. Can you leave Chris Gale's comment back up?
Universe boss?
Yeah, bring Chris up. No, not that one. There was one he just did about we're all content or something.
Yeah.
We'll just end here. As Chris Gale himself, I know this is Chris. I know you can't show your face because of circumstances. Big up the universe boss at all times. We can all say that we are content with the contributions of all West Indies players. And I think that's actually correct. I think they've all contributed today. Big up West Indies. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back at the close of play. See you tomorrow, everyone.
Yeah, guys, thanks. And also the people joining on, thank you very much. And join us every day. Thanks a lot, guys.